Greetings, my beautiful lovelies. It's Emmy. How are you? It's great to see you and welcome back. Today I'm going to be tasting and playing with some things that I have not tasted in quite a long time. The first time I tried them was many years ago when this channel was much younger, about 11 years ago to be exact. And I saw these recently. I said, hey, let's check these out once again. And I shared them with my kids and they were intrigued with them as well. So what are we going to be tasting today? We are going to be tasting Nik-L-Nip. Nik-L-Nip is an old-fashioned, I guess you can call them candy or confection. It's more toy than anything because you can't really eat much of them. They are little wax bottles made out of paraffin wax that are filled with a sweet and flavored syrup inside. You cannot eat the wax, but you can chew it. So here they are. This is an 8-pack. They also sell them in a 4-pack when you get just 4 colors, and they're called Nik-L-Nip. According to Wikipedia, these were most popular in the 1970s. I remember seeing them as a kid, although I don't remember really eating them much or playing with them, always wanting to. But as far as an actual invention date, I wasn't able to find when they were invented, but it's believed that the turn of the last century, with the rise of the finding of petroleum locally in the US, that a lot of petroleum-related products like wax became popularized, trying to find uses for these byproducts from the petroleum industry, including paraffin wax. So why not make edible confections with them? They're not really technically edible. You can chew the wax. The wax is considered food grade, but it should not be swallowed. It should just be chewed like gum. So speaking of uses for paraffin wax, I also have a pair of wax lips and a mustache that I will also try. But let's try the Nik-L-Nips first. Here are the Nik-L-Nips, and you open them up. They come packaged like this, and I believe this little piece of cardstock is supposed to represent a little handled basket or crate. So when I was looking at vintage images of wax bottles, some of them used to come in an actual cardboard or cardstock basket with a little handle, and it's supposed to emulate glass bottles or milk bottles that used to come in a crate. So super cute packaging, and I think this is kind of a nod to that. So we have 8 bottles, and I just bent this one so we can separate them, and you just bend them like this to separate the bottles, because the wax is pretty soft. Some of the ones that I saw in old photographs had a more 3-dimensional look to them. These are pretty flat, but it's pretty cool that they're still made. And if you look carefully, they look a little bit like a Coke bottle. There's a place for a label, and there's kind of some markings of a glass bottle and a little cap. So there are a couple theories on the name Nik-L-Nip and where that came from. Nip potentially could be taking a little nip off the tip of the wax bottle. That's how you're supposed to consume it. But nip also describes a small bottle of alcohol, which during Prohibition times in the 1920s and 1930s, that's when alcohol was sold in tiny little bottles, and potentially these little wax bottles were sort of emulating those little nips of alcohol. But both of them make logical sense, right? When I was shopping for stocking stuffers this past Christmas, I saw some of these Nik-L-Nips that were packaged just with the red and green bottles, and I tasted those in a short. So I'm curious to see if these taste at all like the ones I tasted before. But we also have orange and yellow. So let's begin with red. Take a little bite off the end. Like that. And immediately I get a burst of artificial cherry. It tastes like cherry cough syrup. Not my favorite. So when I bit into it, it kind of sealed the tip, but there's a tiny hole there, and you can press the juice out. I shouldn't say juice because it's more of an artificial syrup, but it's more watery than a syrup, more like a juice. And kind of burns the back of your throat. It's so sweet. I got some of the flavored syrup out, but I'm gonna leave some of that in there because when we bite the wax with it, it's gonna give the wax some flavor. All right, let's give it a try. That's fun. I think that's more fun than just trying to suck it out. Just take a bite of it, and then it kind of squishes the syrup out. It's kind of like what you wish Gushers actually did. You know, Gushers candies that are filled with like a gel on the inside. And when you bite a Gusher, I always wanted it to gush, but it never really did. This does. It just injects you with a splash of cherry syrup. Don't love the flavor of this one, but definitely biting it's fun. Now that I've chewed it a bit, the wax is softening. It's sticking a little bit to my teeth, and now I'm tasting kind of a paraffin flavor, a waxy flavor. But the warmth of my mouth is softening the wax. It's kind of fun to chew, but not really. All right, I'm gonna take it out and show you what it looks like. It's about what you think it'd look like. Looks a lot like a piece of chewed gum, but it's not sticky. It reminds me of cheese wax. If you've ever had a Baby Bell cheese, that's what it reminds me of, except it's white. Alrighty, let's try the green one next. This is the one that I tasted around the holidays. Let's give this a taste. I'm just gonna bite the top off. Here we go. Ooh. That was not the way to go. Man. I thought it would be fun just to bite into it, but it exploded through the bottom. I did get some of the syrup, but a lot of the syrup just went shooting everywhere. I think that's supposed to be lime flavor, and that's not the flavor I remember at Christmas time. I was pleasantly surprised by the Christmas flavored one, but I can't really tell you what flavor that was. It was just kind of sweet. I did do a short. I'll put a link down below to that. Maybe I described the flavor better, but this is definitely trying to approximate a lime flavor. It's very sweet. It tastes like a lime icy. That's what it tastes like to me. Or the lime syrup that you would put on a snow cone. Exactly. Oh, these are made in Canada by Concord Confections, which I think is now owned by Tootsie, which makes Tootsie Rolls. I believe the inventor of these was Vinnie Cavallo, way back. Or maybe he was the inventor of the wax lips. I don't know. Alrighty, let's try the orange. Alrighty, this time I'm gonna take the top off first. Now let's taste it. Well, now I'm gonna bite it. That's the way to go. I don't need to chew any more wax. This tastes like an artificial orange, very syrupy sweet, just like the others, burns the back of your throat. And the orange flavor isn't really a zingy kind of orange. It tastes like, do you ever have those frozen popsicles that come in those plastic tubes? Kind of like an Otter Pop? Yes, like an Otter Pop, but I'm talking about the specific ones that were cylinders and they came in 2 different chambers. That kind, but they also do taste a lot like Otter Pops too, which, do they still make those anymore? Otter Pops were great. I always wanted the little orange one. It was like the little girl or Otter Pop, and then there was like Alexander the Grape. I like that one too. So yes, artificial orange, but not a great flavored orange. Alrighty, what's yellow going to be? I hope it's lemon because I'm a citrus girl, but it could be banana. Let's give it a go. Whoa, that one's very different. Definitely trying to be lemon, and I like this one the most. This one's the most sour. This one actually has some citric acid or something in it to make it tart. It's kind of similar to Gatorade in terms of flavor, but it's sour, much sourer than Gatorade. I actually like that one. Oh, somebody told me to eat a whole one all at once. I'm gonna do lemon because this one's my favorite. All right, here we go. It's a good thing I have a big mouth. Eat the Lucky Mouse. Alrighty, first of all, it's a very wide object. So you do get the joy of biting into it and it squirting into your mouth, which is super fun, but it's awkward. I think I would do bite the tip first and then bite it in 2 halves, and then you still get the squirt, but then you don't have kind of the awkwardness of having something too wide for your mouth. But yeah, lemon easily is my favorite. I would say the most flavorful ones are the lemon and the cherry, but cherry I don't care for that flavor. And then it would be orange and then green. I think lime would be the one that I like the least, even though I love citrus. Alrighty, so there's our Nik-L-Nips. Next, let's try this. And this is the wax, wax Mr. Stash. Whoa, I immediately smell grape, fake grape. Here it is, the mustache. Look at the texture on it. That's fun. It looks like a Mr. Pringles mustache, doesn't it, from the Pringles chips? I don't think these are sweetened, as I recall, but boy, is it strong, the smell. Wow. So refined wax, sugar. Oh, there's some sweetener in it. Okay. All right. Tell me how I look. Oops. You're cute. Am I cute? Not very cute. I don't love the smell. And I love artificial grape. Something about this is not quite right. My chickens are freaking out. I hope everything's okay. Alrighty, let's go ahead and give Mr. Stash a taste. Here we go. Eat the doggy mouse. It tastes way better than it smells. Wow. Way better than I thought. Not great still. Definitely has a taste of paraffin, which is just a bit like Vaseline in flavor. Vaseline and crayons. Yes. But there's a little bit of sweetness in there, which I really wish they would have added to the wax of the wax bottles. A little bit of sweetness in the bottle itself, I think, would help make it a little bit more fun to chew. This wax is also softer. Much more of a fun experience to chew. And not bad for taste, although strong paraffin flavor. Okay, finally, let's try the wax lips. These are Whack-O-Wax wax lips. Look at that. Those are fantastic. Isn't that funny? Look at that. So this too has a place that you can bite on to keep the lips in place. Oh my gosh, amazing. Comes with a little card. His head's like a bucket full of metal, wires, and computer chips, but his appearance isn't complete without a set of Whack-O-Lips. Little robot. It doesn't say a flavor, and this didn't have a huge smell when I unwrapped it. It actually smells more citrusy. Whoa, I was expecting cherry for sure. It smells more lemony. Whoa, all right, let's see how I look. Here you go, ready? Drink. Am I doing it the right way? Listen. Oh, wow. Not so cute. No. Alrighty, here we go. Eat the Lucky Mouse. Oh. Okay. Yeah. This is like a citrus flavor, which I think is very surprising because of my association with red and cherry or strawberry flavors. This one too is also a little bit sweet, which makes it more appealing to chew as a candy or a gum. The flavor isn't great, and this is coming from someone who enjoys citrus flavors. I think I do like it, maybe. Do I like it more than the grape? I'm conflicted. I don't really like the experience of either one of these as a chewable kind of candy thing. I'd much rather have a piece of gum, but the wearing of the wax lips is super fun. And I think if you did this with a crowd of people, it would be super fun. So there is that novelty, but as a candy itself, not so great. So I forgot to tell you the price. I bought these at a local candy shop. These were each $2.95 for a pair of lips, a mustache, and the Nik-L-Nips were about the same price, either $2.49 or $2.95. So yeah. Alrighty, my lovies, there you have it, all kinds of wax treats. Let me know down in the comments if you've tried any of these before, or if there's any kind of candies or treats that tickle your nostalgia button. I want to hear all about it. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that one. I hope you learned something. Please share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media, like this video, subscribe, and I shall see you in the next one. Toodaloo, take care, bye! What if you did half lips and half mustache? It didn't really work that way, I don't think. Oh.